Hey gang, Ryan Cozy of the Chapel at Crosspoint. Hope and pray that everybody's doing well. Three things I just want to update you in regard to Renovation Network. First off is, last week at the Summit City Talks, we had a great opportunity to connect again with Jim Murphy and a tool that God has helped him to develop called the My Circle Training Initiative. I've shared about this a few times on the city, but I want to let you know that it's even more developed now than it has been. And as we had looked at this at the Summit City Talks last week, this really seems to be a valuable tool that other churches now within Renovation Network are starting to engage. I'm hoping to get that information from Jim again to post onto the city, but I just want to ask you if you are really struggling, as a number of churches, even that I've assessed recently, have been in regard to their evangelism initiative and building intentional relationships, being able to not just share their testimony, but also to interweave the gospel and scripture within that testimony, and even being able to lead someone to Christ and saturating our geography. If your church is looking for help with that, please reach out to Jim Murphy from Missio Church in Scranton. You can hit him up here on the city. You can friend him here, Jim Murphy, and he's based in Syracuse, New York. This initiative is really starting to take off at a handful of other churches throughout Renovation Network, and I would strongly encourage you, if this is something that you feel like you could use some help with, please reach out to him. It's a great tool, and I'm very excited to see what God will do with it with churches in our network. Second thing I just want to update you on is Cleveland, Ohio. I'll be there Thursday morning to do an envisioning in Solon, Ohio. I'd asked that you'd pray about this a couple weeks ago, but the official envisioning is this week, Thursday, from 11:30 to 1:30. Very much looking forward to envisioning a group of churches in and around my hometown area of Cleveland. And I'm just excited to see what God will do. It feels and seems as if God is raising up a group of men and women that are interested in partnering and working together, holding the heart of God for the saturation of Solon, Ohio. And so I'm excited to envision some folks in that context and just see what God does. So I'm looking forward to that. Finally, the thing I'm really excited about, I wanted to highlight this week, is Missio Dei Church in Huntington, West Virginia. Last year they went through the Spiritual Formation and Missional Behavior Assessment tool. And I'm just so proud of those guys. This year, they're not only going through it again, but they've envisioned 4 other churches in their Renovation Network community in Huntington to go through the spiritual and missional behavior results together. And so this weekend, I'm actually just finishing up with the data here, and I'm, as a total nerd and data head, I love what I'm seeing when you're able to look at churches side by side and just see what God is doing in and throughout that context. I can't wait to share with these guys this weekend what we're finding, but I want to ask that you would pray for the church at Huntington this weekend. God really seems to be raising men and women up that are very serious about this, and even the idea that I would begin to assess a renovation community of churches as opposed to just one church within that renovation community, that just speaks volumes. And I feel like this weekend I'll be able to, yes, help individual churches within Huntington, but I'll be speaking to the church at Huntington, going through the results with the church at Huntington. And I just pray that God would begin to just work an amazing thing out in Huntington, West Virginia. So I just ask that you pray for Mark and for BJ and for the host of churches that have taken this survey in the context that is Huntington, West Virginia. That's all for this week. I'll maybe do something a little bit later in this week, but I'll be on the road. I hope and pray that all is well, and I look forward to connecting with you all soon. God bless you.